Thanks for the presentation. First question is, you're talking about the entering data for identity, and the main question is who is validating the data you enter? For instance, can I enter Mickey Mouse, and who's going to say this is wrong information or right information? Especially, there could be a list of mistypes, different characters like in the Hebrew, Arabic, Chinese, multiple languages. So this is a pretty complicated task as far as me. Plus the validation, data entry, human mistakes, and validation.
Yeah. So it's just an example, okay? In case of mistakes in putting the data into the blockchain, you can just update it if you made a mistake, and you can just, you see it yourself, right, and you update it. In case of the validation, you have multiple options. You can either have some kind of a reputation system on the network as well, which will connect you to a local network of yours, of a network of people who knows you and who can validate that the data is correct, if you want that. Or you could use maybe some kind of an Oracle system or something else. But yes, this is not an easy area, and it's extremely difficult to realize. There are many startups currently working in this area, in the blockchain space. But I think I'm not talking about like enterprise or financial level here, because I think in order to work in this area, you need better tested software which is running for 5 or 7 years. I'm talking here about the consumer space. And if you input wrong information, then yeah, well, the service which integrates this identity service just has the wrong information then. For example, Facebook would just have the wrong name.
And follow-up is the multiple identities.
Yeah. Well, again, it's just for the consumer space, and well, it's just offering a service for you. And if you're inputting wrong information into the identity service, and then you're ordering something from Amazon, and it gets sent to the wrong address, it's the problem for you, right? Not for the service itself, because the service is like neutral, and it just is an information provider, right?
If the services believe information that people enter, if we count that this database is a high quality database, and financial services, government, medical records, they trust your database, the quality of the database, there should be no double identities or triple identities. There should be quality verified information. Maybe by post office, government post office can some sort of do this. Or maybe some sort of government, like DMV records, I don't know, in the United States, motor vehicle offices where you register your vehicle, cars, etc. So some sort of verification process should be applied as a layer to verify your identity, that everybody else can trust the data that is in. Maybe somewhere between these layers.
I mean, if you really want 100% secure validation, you need to connect it with the government, right? As it's not really possible. But I think we are years away from that. And yeah, it's a hard topic, and so many people are working on that, and I don't have a solution myself. I just have this solution for consumer space where it doesn't matter if the information is correct or not.
Thanks.
Yes, you're welcome.
Awesome, thank you so much. And this is not the last question, definitely, because I'm coming to this corner. Yeah, we have to. Go ahead.
I have a specific question, how that would work, and I will use the same example with an identity subchain. So I have an identity app with a few delegate nodes that run this subchain, right? Yeah. Okay, so one of our developers would like to create a web application that would use this identity service to authorize its users. How it would work? This developer's web app would make an HTTP call to where?
Okay, so
to a delegate node, or
yeah, okay. So you have your sidechain, okay, and this sidechain is secured by a multiple of delegates. And let's say you monetize your identity service by asking like one list for each identity which is created, okay. This is your monetization model, and this way you can pay for the delegates which are securing the app, okay. And now you have many nodes which are running your identity app or service, and you as a developer integrated API calls, which simply allows you to create new identities, which simply allows other services to plug into your sidechain and retrieve the information and so on. And now every service or app or whatever who wants to integrate the identity service just need to use the API call. It's relatively simple.
Okay, so basically, if I'm the developer who creates a web app for trying to use this service, I would have to run a node on the sidechain to query the sidechain. Am I understanding correct?
Yes, so you can either install Lisk and install this app locally, and then you're in synchronization with the sidechain, and then you can also use the API calls. But you can also connect to the other nodes on the network who has this app installed. Okay, so like in a light client fashion.
Okay, good.
All
Thank
is
you.
possible. You're welcome.
Awesome, and we have 2 more minutes.
Actually, I'd like to ask about your nearest plans in development, and especially about stabilizing of the code, because now it seems that it is sometimes not working well.
Yes, currently I think there's like a 5% probability that the transaction doesn't get included into the blockchain. Oliver is currently extremely hard at work as always, and we are soon pushing out a new update in the 0.3.2 branch. This brings a lot of optimizations and makes it a little bit more stable. And then a few weeks after that we're releasing 0.4.0, and this will hopefully repair everything. The short-term goals is just stabilization, security and optimizations. We are currently sacrificing a lot for that in order to concentrate on these topics, because I think it's one of the most extremely important topic ever, security. And after that we're going to implement like the delegate marketplace and several other features like saving and hash of the sidechain on the main blockchain and so on. If you want, I can tell you later more about that, because it's going to take like 20 minutes.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you so much, Max. Please give a... Charles. Always.
Well, he called me out, so I think we're in debate rules, right? So I get you. Just a historical footnote. With respect to DPoS, actually the original work was done, it's called Dynamic Core on Practical DFT. And this was done in the 1990s by Lisk and Lamport and others. As for the DPoS that was implemented by BitShares, although Dan and I talked about it a lot, the majority of the work was done by Daniel Larimer. So I felt he should deserve credit for that. And,
Sure.
I didn't want to take it.
Okay.
Thank you for clarification. And then Giacomo.
I will use this question also to clarify myself, because you quoted a lot of persons. So
Yes.
but it is an actual question, not just an appendix.
Okay, go on.
I think that I say that we think that sidechains are not a solution for scalability, maybe for scale, but not for scalability, because if you want a sidechain with the same security of Bitcoin, with the same security model of Bitcoin, then with the same security model, then you need basically merge mining with a huge majority of Bitcoin miners. So it's not very different to have a sidechain merge mined by a majority of miners from having just big blocks on the main chain. If you can tweak on that, of course, you can add that concept, adding trusted computing functionaries, trusted federated. You can argue also that an exchange with a multi-sig is a sidechain, or that a payment channel between two people is a little sidechain. The thing is that in that, if you are not using the same security model, the automatic two-way pegging start to make a little less sense. So my question, when you are talking about sidechains, are you looking into just federated functionaries model, or also in merge mining solutions, or whatever?
So I'm an entrepreneur, I'm not like a cryptographer or anything like that. So I'm looking for a solution which is easy for other entrepreneurs to make blockchains, to make cool decentralized apps and services, okay? And for that we need a solution which is relatively simple, which is DPoS, and which is maybe decentralized enough in order to build decentralized applications. Of course, developers can implement proof of work inside the sidechains because they are extremely flexible, they are completely independent of the main Lisk blockchain, so they can be changed like, well, you can change everything in there. But yeah, for me as the CEO of this platform, we need to provide something which can be monetized, which can support all these different third-party technologies, where you need to take care that all your nodes which are securing the sidechain have been running in the background. So that's why we are pushing hard into the direction of DPoS, because then we can create an ecosystem for that, like the delegate marketplace and so on. Because we are really focusing on usability and utility, because yeah, well, the whole blockchain space might be great, but it has no real use case until now. I mean, you can send money around, but that's pretty much it, and you can experiment on the Ethereum blockchain, but it's nothing where you can really build something with a meaning, you know? Maybe in the next few years this will come another project, but I'm really focusing on this utility part. Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you so much. That was a great talk, excellent discussion here. So my pleasure right now to invite you to refresh at the coffee break, which is going to take place after